Hey people, welcome to the Run Testers. Welcome to a wet and windy and stormy UK. There's been severe weather warnings, not for London, but all around. It's pretty miserable. I'm about to head out and do my first run though in the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27, which arrived just now. Got to keep testing. We have to bring you the videos. Can't stop for the weather. So let's get out there in the mix and see how we get on. So let's give you a really quick look at what's new and some of the key details with the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27, starting with the stack, and that's where the biggest change happens. The ASICS Gel Nimbus 27 stack height now comes in at an increased 43.5 mils in the heel, 35.5 mils in the forefoot for an 8 mil drop, which is the same, but that's 2 millimeters more midsole foam across the foot using the same Flight Foam Blast Eco Plus foam, but with a tweaked recipe that allows for more cushion without adding weight. Speaking of weight, the Nimbus 27 weighs in at 10.8 ounces or 307 grams in my UK men's 8.5. That's marginally lighter than the Nimbus 26 despite that extra stack, which ASICS says will add even more softness and plushness to the cushioning for those longer, easier runs, which is what this shoe is primarily designed for. Now the Nimbus 27 moves to a jaquard mesh upper from the knit uppers that we saw on the 26. A little more structure here to these new uppers, which feels a bit more premium as well. And like they won't hold as much water as the knit did on the 26. Now the heel package and the tongues stay the same, and they've got the details like the heel pull here and the heel pull and the pull on the tongue. They're all still here. US price also stays the same at $165. We don't have the UK price at the time of recording this, but we'll add that to the caption as soon as we have it or bring it into the review when we do. But this is the new ASICS Gel Nimbus 27. So I've just done my first run in the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27. Now the major difference here obviously is that extra 2 mils of midsole foam that's tuned slightly softer and more cushion that's across the bottom of that midsole, across the whole foot. You do notice they are softer. I've also done like a side-by-side mile. I've got them both on at the moment with the Nimbus 26, and you do feel the extra softness into the 27. It does make a difference. I mean, it's not like the Nimbus 26 wasn't cushioned and plush and brought that kind of road-eating impact protection anyway, but the 27 are going to offer more of that. Crucially, you know, as ASICS says, they've managed to add this extra stack without really adding too much extra weight, and the feel on the foot is the same in terms of the weight. These are both big kind of sort of hulking, sort of heavy shoes, big plush padded heel collars, you know, maximum kind of comfort for long miles. That is still here in the 27, but you will notice just a bit more cushioning, a bit more road eating. There's a little bit more sort of cushion protection overall. I do find in that first run, I think there's a little bit more return as well, a bit more spring back, maybe a little bit more bounce into the 27, whereas you're going to get a little bit kind of more stiffness in the 26. I think if you like the 26, I don't think you're not going to like the 27. There may be a little bit less stability. It's not a huge amount, but with that higher stack, you do feel higher off the ground than you would with the 26. That might be a point of difference here that will make a difference for some people. I don't particularly find that there was too much to choose in. I've just done a happy mile but with one shoe on each foot, and it didn't really notice difference too much. I took the 27 through their paces I tried to do a 6 mile progression run where I sort of outpaced it. One of the miles I did was just faster than my marathon pace, so sort of 6:30. You know, it's kind of pace there. There's a bit of bounce, a bit of energy. They can do that, but you wouldn't want to do too many miles like that. The mile after that, I was struggling. And when I got up running that fast, I certainly felt a little bit more of a hot spot underfoot from, you know, under the kind of main sort of ball of my foot. So that was something for the higher pace. Obviously they're not really designed for that, but I like to test them just to see. Overall, I think you're getting more of the same here with the 27. Nice new uppers. I think they do add a little bit. There's a little bit less flex maybe in the knit. They're not tight or more hugging. There's still plenty of room, plenty spacious toe box here. These are built to give you space to run long in comfort. There's a bit more structure, I think, to the jaquard than you get in the knit. Minor differences here, but overall I wouldn't say one is more comfortable than the other. I do like the more premium feel of the jaquard. I think it looks nicer. I think it's a bit more protective in the wet, won't hold as much water perhaps as the knit, which is another point of difference. But overall on comfort and hold, all of those kind of things, I think you're going to get a very similar ride here. The main change, as I said, is down to that midsole, and if you were looking for a little bit more softness, then the 27 is going to deliver it. If you already own a pair of 26, I wouldn't massively quickly run out and go and get a 27. I think this is going to be one of those shoes that you're going to want to upgrade basically when it's time. If you want to go from 26 to 27, yeah, I don't know. If you really like the way the 26 is now and you didn't want more softness, then I'd stick with 26. If you were looking for a little bit more softness, even more cushion, and more stack, then the 27 is going to be the way to go. So first impressions on the Nimbus 27 from that first 10k that I've just done there in about an hour. It's more of the same for me. I think you're getting a shoe that's very, very similar. There are changes here. Aesthetically, the shoes look very similar. You've got a little bit more stack, obviously. You've got those changed uppers. The heel package and everything remains the same. You've got that same comfort, got the same tongues. So the main difference here is in that little bit of extra cushioning on the ride. I personally don't think it changes how I would use these shoes. I would use the 27 and the 26 for the same kind of runs, which is basically my easiest, slowest runs, where I want to have the most cushion protection, the most kind of road impact eating, where I'm going nice and slow, and I just want guaranteed super plushness, super comfort. I think that is going to be exactly the same here for the 27. So yeah, if you're only 26, I wouldn't rush out and upgrade. If you're looking for a really sort of super cushioned, plush, long, easy, or just easy run shoe, then I think the Gel Nimbus 27 is very competent, very capable, feels good on the foot. It's sort of a happy, slow and easy mile shoe. It's also probably a positive that they've stuck at the same price, at least in the US. We will reserve the verdict and the comparisons to the other shoes until we've done the full review. The other run testers will have it, and then we'll give you a little bit more about how this stacks up against other kind of super plush cushion shoes. But my first run in it, I think business as usual for the Nimbus. And if you like the Nimbus range, then you're going to like this as well. Let's give you a quick word on fit then, and I think this is pretty much more of the same as the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27. You've got really ample room at the end of the toe box, nice amount of clearance across the top of the toes, there's plenty of flex. These jaquard uppers are a bit more structured than you got with the knit from the 26, but this is still a really roomy, happy shoe to run long distance in. So it oodles of space basically, lots of flex for the toes. Comes back up, I get good lockdown across the midfoot, no problem there. We've got these tongues that they're sort of quite loose, they're sort of knitted. They just take the edge off, but they aren't maybe as padded as some. You do have to make sure you get them in the right place. Into the heel collars, I think you've got exactly the same heel package as you've got in the 26, and they hold well. There's lots of plush padding, which creates good foot security. A little bit of a heel counter here that's not too stiff, but very present, holds you nicely. I had no slipping, no problems with lockdown, and I would recommend going true to size in these shoes. That has been my first run in the ASICS Gel Nimbus 27. We'll do loads more testing. The other guys will try and get these shoes on their feet to bring you the full multi-tester verdict in the full review. That'll be coming soon. If you want to know something about the shoe, hit us up in the comments below. Tell us what you'd like us to work out, find out. We'll go and see if we can answer those questions. Otherwise, go check out loads of other shoe content on the channel. We've got some really good top picks that we've done, a series where Nick, Mike, Tom and I have all picked our favourite shoes of 2024 so far. It won't include the Nimbus because they weren't out, but there's some great videos. Go and check those out. I'll pop 2 of them up on the channel now, you can have a look. Otherwise, as ever, thank you for stopping by, and yeah, happy running people, and we'll see you again soon.